Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode with Hail Jada on GTA 5. Now, we have seen many clip stars with racing through the streets of Los Santos, and sure enough, a curb gets angry at the little sports car, firing it up into the air, and now we get ourselves wedged underneath traffic light pole. It does eventually slide its way down and the car can right itself. The curbs are vicious. The curbs are very, very vicious on GTA 5. Tomahawk GT350 competing in a stunt race. The leader spins on the exit of a loop and we go for a double roll. Stick the landing perfectly, pointing the way for the next corner. LM145 not quite so lucky, with the long tail car getting beached. Of all of the possible places to get a car beached, that is some good going right there. Red Gliscor clips the inside bank and goes for a big tumble with the 9F. However, doesn't quite end up in the ditch as somehow the car is wedged on something. I would not move very much though. Not much would take to tip that car down the mountain. Ray Loves Cars is also on GTA 5, taking out some bollards when the bollards fight back and decide to remove the entirety of the back of his trophy truck. That's, yeah, what I can't say I've seen all the paddles fall off in that manner before. In GTA 5 is now a Superleggera trophy truck. Invisible AK-47 playing a game of cat and mouse. His teammates goes flying past, bumps into an AI car when the orange team launches itself across the roof, tackles another AI car and ends up in someone's front garden. Quite an effective defense mechanism, surprisingly. That one, Superfed K on Forza Horizon 2, doing an off-road race. I remember these jumps well, very easy to miss them and cock stuff up around here. However, does get the jumps correctly. The landing, though, a little bit more problematic. The car ending up just going straight. Looks a little bit peculiar, but when you go to the third-person view, yep, the defender has landed in quicksand. Not good. It is not going to be able to get out of there. Gish 571 on Forza 6. High speed racing down this Le Mans straight. I think they were trying to bump draft one another. But the lag is having none of it as the Aztec gets cannoned into the air. Look at it soar from the Pontiac there. Yeah, when lag cannon strikes at 200 miles an hour, tends to be pretty damn impressive. Fire Wheels 58 on the crew, racing around on his motorbike as he ends up in the back of a Focus. Difficult place to see that one quite in time. The AI car, though, never mind. They're throwing their Alfa Romeo 8C. Well dodged as well to get past that, but yeah, not a sight you want to see an 8C come tumbling past you. AK Bar on Need for Speed 2015 is aiming towards a jump when physics forget how jumps work, not just cannoned up into the air. I mean, I guess it's a cross and got some points and stuff for it, but yeah, that's not quite what you want to be going for. We're on to Need for Speed Hot Pursuit next, racing at high speed, trying to get away from the police, and this car is starting to pull a little bit of a gap back to the police vehicles behind. So the helicopter has an idea. We have the world's first helicopter pit maneuver. Surprisingly effective. In fact, very effective. Helicopter's still going fine, and the police cars have caught up. That is well done. Well done to the police helicopter. Not normally they're very useful. Joey1231 on Beam NG Drive has asked a little bit too much of his plane, taking, I guess, a too steeper a turn. The wing disintegrates and that well pulls the entirety of the plane apart, and we're going to go splattering into the ocean. Yeah, not what you want. You don't want your wing disintegrating as you are making a turn. There's plenty of fire as what's left of the fuselage almost manages to scrape its way up onto a beach. But yeah, not what you want when taking a turn. Shadow Wire on Just Cause 3 has got a rather poorly aircraft and is losing a lot of control as it's cartwheeling and tumbling its way towards the ocean, bounces off the ocean once, is still going, bounces off the ocean again, and now we have a boat plane. I mean, if it works, I guess, is not the usual tactic for using an aircraft. However, surprisingly, it is still going along on the surface. Catches a wave, gets flipped back up into the air, so now we don't have a boat plane anymore. We've got a little bit more twisting going on, and unfortunately now we've managed to work our way upside down, although that apparently doesn't bother the boat plane. It is now perfectly happy to be upside down, and that actually stops it from lifting up too much when it crosses over the waves. So upside down boat plane is apparently the way to go. That certainly would confuse anyone giving chase. And finally, Black and Red 81 on Train Simulator with a well, as a big launch. That is a very, very big train as well, but massive launch for the train. I don't know what on earth caused that one to get fired up into the air, but it's managed to tangle itself with whatever the active train was. It was an impressive effect. Amazingly, all of the carriages stayed connected through that launch up into the air. However, the physics is not quite finished yet. You can see it wiggling and wiggling and wiggling and waiting, and there we go. To space with the train. It's all off. It's just snaked its way out of shot completely. So, there we go. I guess aliens like to abduct trains, and there's just a slight derailment on this other one, while one just completely buggered off to space. So, yeah. That I wasn't quite expecting the alien abduction in the trains, I will be honest. However, that is going to be it for this video, guys. As ever, if you have clips you would like to submit to this series, then you can via our forums. There will be a link in the description. At the very top of the page is the FailRace clip submission section, and you can find all of the rules and submit them in there. But that is going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.